Starting again. Welcome back. Here we are again together with Sears this time. Maybe Nikolai gonna reveal some secrets for me because it's actually fucking amazing. I think you are one of the very few or the only one who took them up from Agent this season in 200 FPS.
Yeah, I believe it was me and Sparty.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sparty won him on Hectic,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got the Toxicity win.
Okay, because you also had a great game which I reviewed against Cypher, and you managed to take T7. So I was speaking about your strengths and what you are good at and what's your potential. I would like to ask you what do you find the hardest in the Quake life compared to the Quake champions? Do you think like the timing when it's like 25-35 seconds set off everything for you and like maybe that's difficult part, or what's the most difficult part for you in Quake life?
It's definitely it's not just the timing. I mean, it does play a role because it's very easy to like sync the items
Mm-hmm.
together,
Mm-hmm.
even when you're in control, and it happens to me a lot. Like I control both Red and Mega, and
Mm-hmm.
after a few rotations, they end up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't. That's something I'm not calculating. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
used to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
because
I just end up losing an item against like a really good player that's able to keep track.
yeah, because with experience you're gonna plan it ahead because you will understand that in the second circle they will come up at the same time, so you probably will want to delay something, etc. And then not only that, but you still need to like keep the rotation of yellows in your mind, which is also probably a bit more difficult
Exactly.
than Quick Champions. Do you think Agent specifically, not only because I think he's better player than Cypher at the moment in Quake Life, but do you think like Cypher playstyle fits you better than Agent because Agent is like really fast and really good with the rotations?
Uh, yeah. Honestly, even in Quake Champions, I always kind of liked playing Cypher.
Mm-hmm.
In some ways, we play very similar. I would say. Like he also likes to play a bit more defensive.
Mm-hmm.
He likes to take fights that he's like fully in control of. He doesn't really go for some super risky plays or some overly aggressive plays.
Yeah.
So whenever I play Cypher, I kind of feel like uh, I sort of have an idea of where we're gonna fight and like how
Mm-hmm.
the fights are gonna go. When I play Agent, it's just so unpredictable for me, and like combined with his pretty much perfect control,
Yeah.
that's like it's really tough for me to like break through that.
And I'm gonna start the game anyway, and we're gonna discuss a little bit. But I think it's also quite annoying to play Agent, right? Because of this playstyle. It's like,
Oh yeah, definitely.
yeah. When I was watching this map, like you played against Agent, like I had like really big hopes, and then in the beginning you managed to like lose few frags quite fast. We'll see like how did it happen. And then I was like, oh no, you're gonna tilt now, and it's gonna be really bad. Okay. Yeah. An agent is using a lot of rockets.
Yeah, he is. That's also something I'm not used to as much because I feel like in Quake Champions I'm so much stronger with like LG even up close.
Yeah. Here you did like decent damage, and I think that's a good start for after you respawn. But yeah, about rocket, what I'm really surprised about you is like I think the most important rockets in Quake Life were always those like because sometimes you got situation when a guy really wants to go at you and is probably jumping at you and you need to like delay your rocket and then like hit the facial rocket. I think that was never the case in Quake Champions. Somehow the movement and like the lack of dodging and like I don't know. I feel like in Quake Champions people were just firing rockets like yo, and in Quake Life you really need to like wait for your moment with the rocket
Yeah,
to
you
be
need to be more
precise.
calculated. And it's funny, it happens to me all the time. Like people
Hmm.
just keep jumping over my rockets while pushing me in like a straight line and I'm losing my mind.
Hmm. But I think
That's one of the things that really tilts me.
yeah, but I think opposite. I really think you are good at it. I was like, before I rewatch your game with Cypher, I didn't really like fully sit down and watch your like whole Jewel game. I watched you from time to time, but never really focused on like what you're doing. And then I was like, the first thing which came up to my mind was like, okay, Sirius probably gonna have trouble with those, but you are doing really good job. And I think even on this map on Toxicity, whenever you are playing somewhere on top, you are using like rockets pretty good. Like in this case, you didn't really have opportunity. You had to use LG, and I think this map will be really really strong for Kilsen because I realize whenever you are like on the bottom of the map, you are like completely out of position. As soon as you are somewhere in the middle around 50 HP bubble on top, then you are kind of controlling the movement of your opponent. You can like, cut him off guard on LG, like you see him taking the TP, jump into the mega, whatever, like, I think it's superior position.
Yeah, that's probably the strongest position, even if you're out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I usually like to sit around there. I don't think Agent let me get to that spot many times this map, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Here I was really sure that it's gonna be a stomp or something because you're gonna tilt. But then you kept your mind cool, and I just want to see like how did you get back into the game. Okay,
At this point, I just tried not to give away too many kills, and I think I did some really good rocket damage overall here.
Yeah, here you did like shit tons of damage.
Because I noticed immediately, like, if I played against an experienced Toxicity player at this point, I'd be down like 7 kills.
Mm-hmm.
But Agent doesn't really like to go for those spawn kills too much.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't go for the rail angles that some players do, like Cyber, for example, or Fog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And,
I also wanted to mention that like compared to the big maps where you are really strong on, like T7, I think what you are doing on this map really good is like, because even if you are 4 frags down, let's say it's T7, it's very very hard to come back because it's like really hard to attack the guy. Here it's also really hard to attack the guy, but you got some like choke points, you got like some trap points, like you can trap somebody on mega, you can trap somebody on red like you did with rockets, and then eventually when you kill somebody, it's really really easy to spawn frag. And I think that the way you play Toxicity, you should be playing like other maps like Aerowalk, for example, would be pretty similar.
oh, there we go. First kill.
Yeah, and you are really good with rail. That's also very good because people don't expect you. Like for example, Agent, he'll try to avoid like going close combat with you, like mid combat with you. I realized he really wants to either be really close to you with rockets or very far. But when he playing very far and like on long distance, he also hitting rails like here, and he can also not do much. So. Okay. Well, you know the rotation at the moment. Pretty good.
Yeah, I sort of know the rotation, but yeah, this is like usually why I don't like to contest
Yeah.
items, especially against people like Agent.
Yeah.
I knew he was gonna be on Mega. I had a pretty good stack,
Mhm.
but I still lost the fight because
Because of the rockets,
close
yeah.
range Quake Life fights. I just don't know how to deal with this yet.
Yeah, I think the only way is also using rocket. Otherwise, you're just simply not taking those fights, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if I use rocket, I also don't feel really comfortable, especially against someone with amazing rockets like Agent.
But see, you are again in this position on top, and you kind of have like control. You got more. You definitely got more knowledge about your opponent. Like at the moment, you all the time know where he is. You got access to like red armor, and like you can keep an eye on mega.
Yeah, at this point, the strat was, I was kind of aware I'm probably not gonna get that many items, so I just tried showing more presence than I usually do on some maps. I can sort of go quiet often in duels. Here, I was trying to actually punish him for taking the items.
This is what I want.
Actually hit some nice rockets.
And this is a very good catch. Like, see, like how fast you came back. It's like 5-2. Then it's gonna be 5-3. And as you said, you're trying to like catch him on rotations. I think you played really well, and this position is extremely like superior to Agent because he, no matter what, like there was like few situations back then, few frags ago, like there was a situation when you dealt so much damage to Agent, you still hit the rail, and he was still pushing the upper yellow. It's like if you would hit another rail, he will be dead, and he continuously like doing this stuff. and then
Yeah.
another spawn. He did a lot of damage here, like, I mean, 2 plasmas,
Yeah,
but still.
I think I wanted to drop, but
Yeah.
he immediately like hit some plasma shots, and I was like, nope.
Okay, and I
Unfortunately,
think here you didn't have timing on Mega because I
uh,
think there's still a few
I
seconds.
actually did.
Okay.
There's a couple of seconds. I think Mega spawned in like 4 seconds,
You were afraid
but
that he
I
has rocket
was
and he gonna spam, right? And you're
yeah.
gonna be
I
yeah.
railed him, but we're still like sort of equal. I mean, I have almost no HP and a bit of armor.
Yeah, same for him,
So
but
if
he
I
had
just
rocket,
go
yeah.
in,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. That's right.
I was hoping these two bubbles would
Yeah,
spawn, and
yeah.
they're not spawning.
Yeah, and it's too risky to go for 50.
So yeah, at this point he just takes the Mega for free. But I was really
Yeah,
just
that rocket was unlucky.
yeah.
At least you hit that rail. That's good damage. You're still in very good exchange, and yeah, agents' roads are pretty like easy to guess. But your railgun is doing a lot of work here, I think. Okay. A lot of damage again. That's good.
Yeah, at this point, I knew like I was getting him really low after each fight, so I just kind of kept pushing a bit. But I also knew like I can't do it too much because it's very easy to snowball. Even if he survives with like not much HP, he still has all
Like
the
again
weapons,
here,
so-
yeah. If you will take this 50, you probably would kill him. But that's
Yeah.
why it's important to keep timing. You know, if you have your mind like on items, like you know that red is next and then upper yellow, then you kinda you know what to do, and eventually you're gonna get a kill.
Still taking some insane damage from rockets.
Yeah.
But
And then as we said,
here, I
yeah,
do get this.
spawns, very nice.
Yeah, I think I was doing a lot more with as soon as I had some sort of control or advantage than Agent was. But I also think that's just his inexperience of playing this map.
What I
or
realized
rather
as
not
well,
playing it.
yeah, like for example, whenever somebody dies, like you try to control kind of rail and LG, but agent seems to never go for LG like off spawn. He always goes for rocket and eventually maybe for rail.
Yeah, and if you notice, like, no matter how many times he kills me, like, I pretty much get rail for free. Like, he never punishes me
Yeah.
for going there.
Yeah, true.
It's mainly the thing that allowed me to get back into this. Like, he was getting the yellows, but
Yeah.
he was giving me the
Meanwhile,
weapons.
yeah.
And on this map, with, like, all the angles you can take, sometimes, like, no stack is really huge.
And that, let's be honest, like whenever you deal like damage, like mid fight, like with rail, it's very difficult for your opponent to do something because then he's lower on like HP, and there's basically only 2 HP on this map. Like either you go for this 50 or you go for this 2 like doubles. Yeah. That's why. Also, that makes this like position where you are so much stronger. I actually never thought about it like before, but I see like you are playing a lot here, and it's like it's instantly making it difficult for your opponent. Yeah.
Wow.
This rocket, yeah. But still. Nice. This is very bad fight for Agent. I am surprised he pushed it.
He pushed me here.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought I was lower than I was and that I didn't have mega timing.
Or maybe he just felt that he has to do something on an item because like if he didn't do anything there, but still he's in bad position, but he will be even in worse position, I think, if he didn't do any damage. Nice. I think keeping him there like as long as possible is also important. And you are aware of yellows, that's good as well.
Yeah, I was sure he was gonna go for that.
Okay, you are in perfect spot right now. It's and see now, and let's see like what's gonna happen now, because as I said, you are in perfect spot, you gave up the position on top. Let's see if agent, for example, will have easier time now, like, getting around.
I do think I lose control at this point again.
You just like lost red for now,
Yeah,
but
and mega. Oh, I didn't.
okay. There's lower yellow and then upper yellow. Yeah. So he probably grabbed upper yellow by now, and he's gonna contest heavy red.
Yeah, at this point you can see I kind of switched immediately, a bit more defensive.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped looking for those rail angles. I think I was just getting a bit nervous.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's 2 minutes to go and you're leading 4 frags, but it's also very dangerous to like let your opponent go
Yeah,
at this
4
moment.
frags is like nothing.
Yeah,
Toxicity.
on this map, as we seen, like you were like 5-2 down. This was a very unlucky fight. Like, yeah.
Yeah, again, like going into those really close range fights,
Mm-hmm.
it keeps backfiring for me.
Yeah, you shouldn't just let. Yeah, he just like kind of like had a good timing here, like with. Well, he took a risk. He had to take the risk. He's like losing like 4 frags, so you have to imagine that he's gonna push for the control no matter what. So like just this little moment, you go into the left check in the other corner. He used that time to like grab the mega, otherwise he wouldn't be able to pick it up even. And then rockets.
Back, I could have just spammed rockets from like a distance or held the rail angle.
And I think you see, like you had few moments like when you were on opposite side, so like on the right side of the mega, it was much easier to fight him than it is like here, because here it's like the lower ground. So he instantly, look how much damage he did. He just like with the rocket, like everything is just hitting here.
100 damage to rockets.
Yeah. Like see, you're still stacked, and then everything's literally hitting here. Okay, you just and now it's really hard to survive, right? Because like you don't have access to HP. You need to guess where he is, if he's gonna go for red or like yellow first. And then especially against the guy who's like playing really fast, like agent, is like on small map, it's basically you don't have time to react.
Okay. Although he plays much slower on this map than he does on the actual slow maps, which is fascinating. Here I didn't have to go for that, but I did some good damage still.
Yeah.
However, that's a
wait, I need to.
For me.
Yeah. Okay, 2 frags, 1 minute and 20. This is really bad. First of all, you need weapons. Then you need some stack, and then agent has everything. You really have to do some miracle with LG, I think, or grab some items.
Yeah, or just. Okay, that's lucky for me to actually get the red. Oof.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's pretty good. I survived with that much.
What? Man.
I wasn't aware I killed him there.
This is crazy, actually. But this position, what it reminds me? It's like when you are on the mega on Awoken, and then somebody is on T, and on the left side you got this little edge, and you're really coming close to this like T area. Like when you come to this box, it's like really close. It's very similar, and then he cannot really hit so much. Oh man. But it's still dangerous, because you are 36 HP. He gonna rush off spawn. Probably spawned around what? Rail, rocket on the mega? Rail probably. Plasma.
Rail probably at this point. I just need to not commit to like items at this point.
Yeah, just not die here.
That was such an obvious mistake. I'm not sure why I did that, but it was a desperation move, I think.
But the HPs like 25s were not up anyway, so you were screwed anyway. He would like come from top chasing you. Whoa, he hit that. Wow. That's really bad. Crazy.
I would have been in a decent position if he didn't.
Okay, nice. It's very good that you still survived. Even though you are 2 HP, you bought yourself so much time. Oh, what?
Wow.
That's crazy.
And I missed that rail.
Still very good.
At this point, I think it was already over, because I can just delay the last spawns. I think it's 5 seconds.
Yeah. Nice rocket jump. And you had red anyway. Anyway, for the end, you you lost this set 2-1, right?
Yeah.
Just to make sure, yeah, so we don't, show people only when we're winning, because it's
I
like.
don't know. I got demolished. Let's be honest.
But Sinister wasn't bad. I think there was few mistakes, but it wasn't bad. And who are your next opponents in the league?
I actually don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
I almost never check the website. I only look at like when they actually tag me in the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Did you play
So
Ash?
I'm not sure who I play. No, I haven't played Ash.
Okay.
Maybe I can check now if like the schedule is up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious. And then after the league system, there is some kind of like final like tournament bracket, or the league ends and that's it, or there is some like finish to the league.
I actually don't know that
You
either.
don't know. Yeah.
So basically no information on this.
Okay.
The schedule is not out. Like
Yeah. So, which map is better for you now? Do you feel more confident on Toxicity than T7, for example, or other bigger maps?
oh no, I still feel more confident on T7. It really depends on who I'm playing as well.
Mm-hmm.
If I play Agent, yeah, I'll be confident on Toxicity. But
Mm-hmm.
also T7. I think
Yeah.
he banned it against me because when we played practice games, I usually beat him there.
Mm-hmm. And what map did you ban?
I banned Battle Forged and DM13 because I
Mm-hmm.
know like everyone bans DM13 against Agent.
Yeah.
That's just something you don't want to play. Yeah.
And you don't like the M13? Or you like in general just not against Agent? Because I think you could be really good there too.
It's more like the flow of the map is something I don't like. I never liked it to begin with.
Yeah, because
You would think like LG map, no rail.
yeah, now I thought about it like in a little bit different way. It's like basically it's like hectic without rail. You really need to go for items and yellows. You really need to combine them. It's quite difficult. So yeah, I can understand.
It's difficult to do anything like once your opponent gets an item and gets top control
Mm-hmm.
and you spawn on like the sides,
Mm-hmm.
you just need so much time to get back into the game without feeding.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of the fights that actually happen are like around the mega, that little
Yeah,
corner or
yeah,
uh, on top towards LG at like the 50 bubble and the LG ammo.
yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of it's messy fights as well. Okay,
It's just something I don't enjoy.
yeah. Let me see stats. Yeah, the rail was really crucial here. Oh man, and the item pickups. He had
Yeah,
12
3
mega,
megas.
3 mega, 24, 18.
Not too bad on the reds and yellows though.
Yeah, red was really good. And on the red you can, yellows were really good too. See, you didn't, because also like mega is like, I think you were utilizing the mega a lot. He was jumping there and you were able to like LG him and like, that was really good spot to catch him.
Yeah, it goes back to the exact thing we were talking about. Like going for that mega against him
Mm-hmm.
is just something I am very scared of doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of
In general,
stick around and hope to damage him after he picks it up.
now when I think of it, when you both know timings and you both are there like to pick up the mega, because often there's like somebody's restacking, you taking mega for free and you're going. But if you're both there and you are like both committed to take the mega, I think it's actually better to not try to take it, because let alone the damage when somebody is in this little room and you are like, you hit him much more there, like even with a spam rocket or whatever. But like jumping on it, like if you got rail or like LG, you cannot just jump there because somebody gonna push you back. So I think that alone is already like pretty scary. So
Yeah, exactly.
I think going to that fight with the mindset of not trying to take it like no matter what is better than like with the mindset of like trying to get it. I think that's the mindset of agent always, like try to get the items. Anyway, Nicola, thank you for joining, and
Thank you for having me.
I will wait till you get destroyed, maybe at some point, and maybe I record another video with you or whatever, because now we already got like 2 videos with your strong sides, and I wish
Yeah.
and I wish you to progress like still, because like I understand it's a new game basically for you, like competitively, like, and it's like much different than Quake Champions. And myself, like, I repeated it many times because I also got the comment, like, you even copy paste that comment to me, like, what am I waiting for, like playing 250 FPS? But guys, you don't really want to see me play like 250 FPS Quake Live, because last time I touched Quake Live was 12 years ago. It's very easy to analyze the games, and like as I said, like if you are an ex-pro player, like it's super easy for me to understand what's going on when I'm watching the game, but when you are actually playing the game, it's completely different, because against Agent I don't even imagine myself playing now, because it's too many informations coming too fast to like process them in your mind without practicing. It's like impossible to do
Yeah,
basically.
and for him at this point, it's all automatic.
Yeah, it's just like another day in the office. He's very used to. Like Rafa also used to say, like when he comes back to the practice regime, the more he plays, the more the game slows down for him, and it's like much easier to like aim, much easier to like think, and like everything is happening much slower. And like whenever you come back to the game, like after a long break, everything seems very fast. Anyway,
Yep.
that's it. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments. If you got any questions to me or serious, feel free to ask it and I will try to answer it. And that's it. See you next time.